market. Do you think it's a fighter's market right now with all the competition between networks? And does that mean that it's more beneficial for fighters to kind of shop and pick and choose who they want to fight under?
Well, again, I'm not going to tell anybody to go sign with this guy and go sign. I mean, again, the fighters have the information. They can make informed decisions based on the information that's available, and they've been making great decisions because at the end of the day, if you're a young fighter, there's two things you're looking at. You're looking at making money and visibility. Okay, why not have both as opposed to one? That makes sense, right?
A lot of sense.
If I could bring this back to the welterweight division, because it's really hot right now, and it's big, and you guys happen to have the majority of the welterweights in the division, how long do you see this being able to last? And could it potentially, with the level of all these guys, be a golden era of the welterweight division? Kind of.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, these are all big fights. Again, if Keith is fighting Manny Pacquiao, hypothetically, that's a big ass fight. If Earl is fighting anybody, that's a big fight. If
It's a big fight. Anybody.
Danny Garcia is fighting anybody, that's a big fight. If Adrian pulls off the upset, he's in the money pot in this conversation about all these other great welterweights. You know, it's a great time to be a fighter in general. Again, I'm not into trashing other companies and saying, you know, because I have a great deal of respect for each and every promoter out there, and it's just competition. I never take any of this shit personal because I don't think this guy's a better promoter than me. This guy, that's just my personal opinion because my style is different. I don't have to go out there and trash this guy and say this to get something done. I mean, because at the end of the day, your results speak for themselves. And I'm not the kind of person, that's not my personality. I can recall my mother, it was some years ago, I had made a comment, when, you know, my mother, she's deceased now. I had made a comment and said something that was not so nice. And she picked up the phone and called me. Don't you talk about that man like that. He's an older gentleman and you gotta respect, you know, that's just the mindset. That's how I was raised. You know, you don't have to go about doing that. I mean, and those are some of the things you see other promoters do. I don't think you have to do that. I think you have to go and try to make the biggest and best fights for the fans, and that's what it's about. But also having a plan. You have to plan, and it's not my fault. It's not Al's fault. It's not Floyd's fault. If you're consistently getting outmaneuvered, do your job.
You guys get kind of nostalgic though with this of welterweights that you have, and see, because the way I kind of see this is it could be something a little bit special that we haven't seen.
It is special
since maybe like the '80s. I mean, we had the Mayweather era, but Mayweather was just a little bit after De La Hoya, and then him and Pacquiao didn't come together to the end. We didn't really have a plethora of welterweights fighting each other like we're about to within the next couple of years. With the production quality that Fox is putting together with the pieces, with all this, this could really be built into something that's going to last for decades.
Listen, you brought up Fox.
It looks good.
The biggest platform out there right now. We know that. Fox is bigger than ESPN. We all know that. ESPN is another great platform. They've done a wonderful job with getting the visibility for their fighters. But you have to understand, you know, they're in a different kind of business because obviously, you know, it's all content at the end of the day. But getting to your question, when it comes to Fox, we use a hypothetical. Is that a bad thing that a fighter has access to well over 110 million homes? Is that a bad thing? And he crosses over because he's on that platform and is bringing much more visibility to the sport, and you're doing your thing on a platform like that. Can you imagine? And you have the ability to connect to the fans, can you imagine what that leads to?
Legacy.
And that's how these fighters look at it. You know, they're looking at two things. And if you're looking at it any other way, other than legacy and money, then something's wrong with you. That's just my opinion. Some fighters choose to, they say, they make ignorant comments that they'll fight for free. I don't know no fucking fighters that fight for free. Let them fight for free. We're not doing nothing.
You put Canelo #2, so a lot of fans would look at that and be like, "Oh, wait a second. Why, in your opinion, I know it's your opinion, why do you have, list your reasons why you have Canelo #2 pound for pound?"
Canelo's a beast. I mean, I have a great deal of respect for him and the whole Mexican culture, what he brings to the table. He's a badass. I mean, you know, I know firsthand. I know what that loss did to him mentally when he lost to Floyd. You know, he was fucked up for a minute behind that, and he got it together. But one thing I like about him, he's willing to fight anybody. He's willing to fight anybody. And he's gotten better with each and every fight. You notice that? He's gotten better with each and every fight. You know, and it's a lot has to do with his, he got some good trainers. They've done a good job with putting him in fights. You know, Golden Boy's done a good job with putting him in big fights. But he's delivering. He's delivering. He can fight his ass off. Again, you won't find me hating on none of these fighters. That's something I'm a fan of the sport, and I respect them all. I don't give a shit what company you with. I'm not in the business of going to try to steal somebody else's fighter. I respect the promoters in their situation with their, you know, it was some comments about that somebody made something about Ryan Garcia coming to our fight. So fucking what?
So, how do you see the Jacobs fight, in your opinion?
It's a tough fight. It's a tough fight. It's a tough fight.